Assalamu alaikum. I'm Aisha Salim Sumro. My roll number is PP1650020. My group number is 32 and the topic of my presentation is nephrolithiasis. So let's start with the introduction of nephrolithiasis. Nephrolithiasis is a very common kidney condition and it specifically refers to renal calculi. It is basically a kidney disorder in which there is formation of stones in the renal pelvis and the region of tubular lumen. These stones are made up of components like calcium, phosphate, and uric acid, or if there is lack of substances which inhibit stone formation like citric acid. Now, the case study we have is Umar is a 28-year-old boy suddenly suffering intense pain in his side and lower back one evening. Deep breathing helped the pain to subside, but discomfort remained. An appointment was made to see his doctor for the next morning, and during the car journey, Umar again experienced severe pain radiating into his abdomen and groin, accompanied by nausea. The doctor ordered an abdominal X-ray, blood samples, and urinalysis. Visible hematuria as pinkish casts were seen in urine and confirmed by urinalysis. The doctor diagnosed a very small kidney stone of 5 millimeter. Serum chemistries are ordered and is significant only for blood urea nitrogen of 34 mg per dl and the serum creatinine level of 1.5 mg per dl. If we look at the subjective, the chief complaint that Umar has was pain in side and lower back accompanied with nausea. The pain started in the evening and the location of pain was his lower abdomen. It was a sharp and intense pain radiating from lower abdomen to groin region. In objective, we have the lab data in which there is 34 mg per deciliter of blood urea nitrogen and serum creatinine is 1.5 mg per dl higher than the normal. The ultrasound scan shows a 5 millimeter kidney stone. Pinkish casts were also observed in urinalysis results. The diagnosis made following the signs, symptoms, and lab results of Umar is that he had kidney stones. The pinkish cast in Umar's urine indicate hematuria, and the renal colic strongly suggests stone formation. The differential diagnosis that could be considered here include appendicitis if the pain is on the right side of the abdomen, or there could be other GI conditions like diverticulitis if the pain is on the left side. Pyelonephritis, which is kidney infection, can also be there, or vascular problems like ruptured abdominal aortic aneurysm. The pain in groin region can also be considered as an indication of testicular torsion. Now, the plan which we have according to diagnosis is proper imaging source should be used to support our diagnosis of kidney stones. This could be done by using radiography. The non-pharmacological management of kidney stone include hydration. Patient should increase his water intake and should have drinks like lemonade, which contains citrate to reduce the stone formation. Activities leading to excessive sweating and dehydration should be avoided, as this can worsen the condition. Patient should consume diet containing low sodium, calcium, and oxalate. Also, the protein intake should be lowered, and the pharmacological treatment that is considered here is for the management of pain. We'll use NSAIDs like diclofenac 25 mg to 75 mg 12 hourly orally for the renal colic. If the NSAIDs do not work, we can move towards the opioid analgesics like morphine. The first line of treatment for the management of nephrolithiasis is basically medical expulsive therapy. This includes the use of alpha blockers as they increase the passage of stones by decreasing the intraureteral pressure and by dilating the ureter. This leads to decrease in risk of complications associated with nephrolithiasis. In medical expulsive therapy, we have alpha blockers like alfuzosin and doxazosin, and the dose of alfuzosin is 10 mg once daily, and the dose of doxazosin is 4 mg once daily in evening. Calcium channel blockers like nifedipine 10 to 30 mg thrice in day can be used. A number of complications may potentially arise following the development of kidney stone. Kidney stone can lead to serious problems like kidney infections, and end-stage renal diseases. The risk of these conditions can be avoided by diet management and the lifestyle modifications. Patients should maintain healthy diet and lifestyle to avoid recurrence of kidney stones. Thank you.